Hi, welcome to another episode of Dungeons Degrees. My name's Adrian.
And I'm Alex.
And today it's a year in review episode,
Yeah.
which I'll probably just put out as soon as I finish the other episode that I was supposed to put out last Saturday.
Time is
But,
a soup.
huh?
Time is a soup.
Time. You know, I was thinking about that this morning because I
Okay.
also got, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly
Okay.
on my
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
FYP. And I
Yeah.
was thinking, like, what is our fascination of trying, of stating that time is an enigma? Like, why does that stick so well within our culture? I mean, because, it's the truth? Um, or is there something nice about knowing that it is incomprehensible and putting silly words next to it?
I think putting silly words to it is like an innate human, like, we're going to lessen the feelings that I have when I talk about time and how time is inherently limited in at least this version of whatever you believe in. So yeah, I could see where like people are just trying to say, it's serious, but we don't know how to deal with the seriousness of, timey wimey or it being a soup.
Yeah, it was just something I was thinking about this morning, even though I had like little to nothing on the brain of like actual thoughts of just like it's kind of cute, but also I've been thinking about my because like okay, I have one Lorcana deck that I bought, not the precons, but I got beat by a precon today, so fuck me. And then what else was there? Oh, and then I have my single commander deck that has no alterations from the actual thing. And listen, if I'm gonna be able to play this damn game or like competitively, because like I was just like a little bump on the road compared to the other three commanders when I played a commander format. Ugh, it was not good. I got smashed. I got smacked.
Okay. I'm going to out myself right here.
Go ahead.
Okay. What does it actually mean if you're playing a commander deck?
What do you mean? Like in general, or to me? Is this like a philosophical thing
No, this is like a legitimate, I have no idea what that
for
means. And
Magic:
like,
The Gathering?
yeah, like what is a commander deck? What does that mean?
It is playing Commander is a format that's usually a a free for all between four people,
Okay.
which is usually referred to as a pod.
Okay.
And you just play. There's no like because there's like a little bit more like over the board strategy, which is like please don't hit me. Um, and like he's more of a threat than I am versus the when you have one on one, you're just like I'm going to swack you every single time.
Okay.
Um, so that's when the commander and I don't know if there's special rules because I've only played commander. I've never played a 1v1. Um, but I don't know if it's within the format, but like you have a singular card that's a legendary card that you can bring out of the commander zone, and then
Okay.
when it dies, it goes back into the commander zone, and you just pay two extra of its cost to bring it back out. So that's like you're like, oh, this is my bread and butter. How do I make this thing really good with the rest of my deck?
Okay.
So you pick one cool card, and then you make it your commander, and then you build kind of around your commander, and you have to have 100 cards.
That's a lot of cards.
That is a lot of cards. So you can always do precons, which are like pre-mades. I don't know what con means. I forgot what
Pre-constructed.
pre-constructed. Thank you, Dante. He's behind me.
I know, but the dear listener got to hear me say it first.
Oh, sorry. Dante, a woman beat you to it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Loser.
Loser.
Thank you,
Um,
Dante. We love you.
thank you, Dante. We love you. I didn't say that. That was Alex. But I'll also say it too. Thank you, Dante. We love you. A little bit more shyly this time.
Oh. Am I being shy or are you being shy with
I'm
him?
being shy.
That's your brother. Why would you not actively tell him you love him?
I don't. You want to go into this? It's like it seems
I
like it's probably because like it's like a thing that I don't know is known but not said. We say it every now and then,
yeah.
but it's not like a constant thing. Also, maybe I want to differentiate it from your "I love you," which was a message, and then mine, which was from the heart. So I had to do. I don't know.
Mine was
Hey
from
Dante,
the
did you say "I
heart.
love you" at the end of our talk on the phone yet this afternoon? You can't hear me. Can you hear me, Dante? Anyways, I'm cutting all this out now.
Brother, can you hear me?
Anyways, I don't know. It's an interesting. I mean, I'm getting better at saying it. I think I've been better at
Yeah.
saying it. I just don't know if I say it too often with the family. It's an interesting thing.
Do you wanna discover that on the podcast? Do you wanna maybe take that one home?
I mean, I think the thing is, it's going to take a lot of time to kind of go through memories and thoughts and process it as it takes for me. I usually sit in silence for a while, so I don't think that's good for a good podcast format.
No.
See, yeah, we all have dogs, don't we? But let's talk about the New Year's. Do you have? It is the new year. This is going to be probably our first episode of the new year.
Happy
Um,
2025.
2025. We've been doing this for a little bit more than 4 years now.
This will be the 5th year.
Yeah, it'll be 5 years in August. And I want to say, since last year, we've done a lot. We've grown a lot,
We have.
and we're trying to keep growing. I'm trying my best to make a more active role within the TTRPG community, but to me, it's hard to post content about what I think and what I have to say. I don't know why, because I'm always thinking, is this, am I adding anything to the discourse? Am I adding anything, or do I need to even say anything at all? Um, as a man. But there's also like, is it my place? Can I say it? What am I not allowed to say these things? Because I've only seen it from one point of view. By the time I kind of go through those thoughts, I forget what the hell we were talking about originally, or what I thought about originally, and there's something else on my feed. There's something new on new content,
Yeah.
new controversy, new ideas. The, and TikTok's going away in like 10 days, so uh,
Yeah. I
I don't know.
think
Yeah,
I relate to that sentiment entirely. But I relate to it in like I don't feel like I ever have anything to say that is new and different because I think my brand of autism or neurodivergency, I like feel like I mimic what is already being said. So like it feels like it's really hard for me to have an original thought.
a unique voice.
Right. Even though I know I do, and I know that this is really more of anxiety. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that I felt like that in school. I feel like that when doing research. Like I excelled so much better in doing research papers because
The
I
lens
had to
was
just
through a non-unique thought. The lens
yeah.
was finding it and come to a unique assumption through all these other
Yeah.
paths.
Yeah. And so that I think I struggle with. But I mean, the biggest thing that we learned, or I felt like we learned last year, is just that doesn't fuck it. Like, it doesn't matter. Um, there's some reason why it's so easy to slip in.
Says you.
Adrian, you have an innate ability to talk to anybody. You have a wonderful strength in just having conversations with people and having opinions and having good questions. So I don't believe you if you're like, no, it's easy for other people. No, it's easy for you. You may have a lot of like internal conflict with it, but that does not get displayed to the outside world.
I think I'm not good at form here's why I'm good at that, but not like the content creation of that, of putting an idea, because I listen and everybody wants to be listened to, and that
Mm-hmm.
is a something that can be quote unquote exploited, I guess, to produce a good conversation. As long as they feel like they're being listened to, because I listen to most things until my brain just shuts off, which happens every now and then. Um, I will be there and I will talk and and I will listen and keep the conversation going until I have nothing left in the tank. So I don't know if I'm good at the making an opinion. I can be funny. I know how to do that sometimes. I don't know. Or maybe people are like, "Oh, that's kind of awkward," but I'm gonna laugh, so I don't have to worry about it. But isn't that kind of what funny is sometimes? I don't know. See, I also have anxiety, but I think it comes out in a different way than I feel like happens with you. And I'm not saying it's unique or anything. I just think it's just different.
Well, I definitely, and I'll like, I shut down and shit. Like, my anxiety does show up and I'm screaming in the void within my head. Um, but I will go nonverbal. And I think that's different. That like, I found myself, especially when you're tired, when I'm tired, like I'm just like
Hmm.
sitting and enjoying the ride. I'm like, yeah. And I'm having a full Discord like in front in my brain. Um, but nobody else is in my brain. It's just me.
Hmm.
It's just
Hmm.
me in here. So
Did you feel like you that happened during PAX?
I feel I feel like it definitely happened towards the end of the day.
Hmm.
But there, I mean, that's one thing I do know about myself is that I perform much better in the morning. Like, even being tired, I perform much better before noon than I do afternoon. Because I've been masking or running around and doing thing like it's just all of the mental tasks take up so much bandwidth,
Hmm.
that it is easier for me to connect with humans when I say it like that. It's easier for me, but
Connect
it
with
is.
humans.
It's just easier to do it then, and like I'm not worried or stressed or overthinking it. It just like naturally happens. In the afternoon though, like I don't I won't be driving. So like in the morning I'm fine to drive. In the afternoon I'm not
Right.
driving conversation.
I'm like, you have like night blindness kind of thing, but you're talking about like driving the conversation or driving a social interaction.
Yeah, my astigmatism comes in at night and I can't quite see.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. You know? Um
It felt, I don't know why. It felt very different. I feel like there was a lot of energy and hype that had happened like the week we talked about PAX when we got back. But now like I can kind of like see it after the fact when I'm trying to recoup and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
dude, the what is it called? The holidays kind of kicked ass.
Yeah.
Um, you know, which is crazy that like literally like we were we spent New Year's last week together,
Yeah.
and that's to me. I'm like that. It feels like a nice, cool memory, but that just happened last week. Okay. um, and oh, did we talk about that? We
We
haven't.
haven't, not on the podcast now.
Yeah, this is our first time kind of
Yeah.
discussing.
So New
Yeah,
Year's, we got to go down to McKinney Falls State Park, which is a beaut. I thought that was so pretty. I don't know if you went
I didn't get to
exploring.
look around, but
Oh, we get to
but
go hike around. It was so cute.
it was interesting to say the least. I got to meet some of like the extended family that I don't really know from my brother's girlfriend's family. So so sister-in-law's extended family. Got to meet all five kids. They all have T names. It's very cute.
That's so cute. Hi,
Um,
Rosie.
oh, I didn't do this right. But yeah, it was a good time. And then we also played 10 candles going into midnight, which was also fun. Mainly for the fact that we had two new players.
Mm-hmm.
Like to like the TTRP, like Dante. I've tried to play for Dante before, but nothing in this kind of sense because usually it's just Dungeons and Dragons. I almost said degrees. Uh, those were my attempts, but this time it was very different, very interesting, and I'm kind of glad because I don't know, it's a little tougher to DM for family. There's like for some reason there's like a smaller wire in my head for family versus all the other like new players, and I'm like, oh, it's okay, blah 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 blah. This is what you gotta do. And the family are you like, oh, God, come on, it's so simple.
No, and I think that was a fun time. So we had Curtis from 5% Chance
Hmm.
DM. And which is crazy, like seeing somebody work their brain because he's not from Texas, so we had to
Hmm.
stop at Bucky's
Uh-huh.
and to see somebody's brain just absorb what it is to have Bucky's and to love Bucky's and like to have that completely turned around and become
Uh-huh.
this like nightmare fuel.
Hmm.
It was amazing and incredible, but when we drove back home, we stopped at Bucky's because what
Did
else
you?
were we going to do? And then as soon as we heard the sauces on the board, I just looked at Curtis and I was like, "This is you've ruined it. You've
Yeah.
absolutely by this one small detail that I had never realized happens.
Yeah, me either. I was
I
like,
didn't know it was a thing.
I
I
just
didn't
heard
realize.
blah blah blah, and then everyone said it together. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm just trying to get some food. I'm not paying attention too much to this. And then when Curtis said, "This is what they're saying," and I'm like, "What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean they're saying stuff?"
Yep. So yeah, I mhm. And then you hear it in real life and you're like, "Cool. This is a cult."
Hmm.
But and the candles that we had, listen, dear listener, if you play 10 candles, you need to double check the length of your candle life. Because I think we had too many anxious people at the table who were aware that body movements affect candlelight. So we were really good about not blowing out any of those candles
We had a
accidentally.
couple close calls.
We had a couple of close calls, but not,
Nothing that happened.
no. Um, and so that's the other problem was we started that game like 10 minutes after midnight and then the candles we were playing until 4.
Almost lasted for 6 hours.
Oh man, man, Those tea candles.
It's a lot of bang for your buck.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I thought it was going to be, well, I appreciated that we had two new players and especially one who has not played any TTRPGs, and so
Mm-hmm.
like not making it a true spooky 10 candles game. I appreciate that as my first
Mm-hmm.
experience. Like, yeah, I want to go play it again and actually play like a spookier version. But it was still really good.
Oh yeah.
It was
Kudos
still.
to Curtis.
Thank you.
And kudos to Dante and Jace
Yeah.
for really taking one for the team. That's like
No.
putting up with our shit essentially.
Yep.
um yeah, that was our New Year's. It was a good time.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. I can't wait to hang out again.
Yeah. In
And
person.
that'll be in February,
February. We're
which we're
getting
going to.
upgraded to the stage. Lonely. I'm so
I'm gonna stop it and start
lonely.
it. I hit something on the top of my, like the F keys on the top, and it just refreshed it on accident.
Oh, okay.
I was just trying to get more thread. Still making a fucking. I'm excited. We're gonna talk with Skylar and Ian, or we're gonna
Mhm.
have conversations with them about this. So it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
That'll be fun.
And then I don't know. There's some like cool One Piece people there, which is
There
like
are.
all my fucking jam. And
Yeah.
also, you need to watch One Piece.
I do need to watch. Good thing, because of the state of Texas, um,
You can't watch porn, so now you have to watch One Piece.
I have so much time to watch One Piece in the next 4 days.
Yeah, buddy.
Because Ted Cruz saw a winter storm and headed back to Cancun.
Mm-hmm. Did that actually happen?
That happened during the
Last one.
I
Okay.
that happened during the last one. I don't know if I cannot fact
Maybe he's
check.
being a little bit more incognito than just a Texas State mask.
That feels wild as a public servant. The
uh,
audacity is crazy.
yeah. If only they did that shit. Actual fucking work for their goddamn
Ugh.
constituents instead of big corps. Anything to line the pockets. This is a Dungeons and Degrees podcast,
Yep.
and this is the degrees part, which
I
is
talked
in
to
the
the fourth graders
negatives.
today about the Louvre because they go on a fourth grade field trip to a museum. And we talked about how the Louvre was a palace before, and then it's now an art museum
Mm-hmm.
because the French Revolution killed the king and queen. And so they had a lot of follow up questions of why would you know,
Kill
murder
someone?
your king and queen, right? Aren't they there?
Wow.
And I was like, I mean, yeah, you.
Great question. Here's the real question. Why don't we do it more often?
This is true. But yeah,
Dude, I
I
had a shirt.
also. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I had a shirt from one of Hassan Piker's new releases. It said "No More Prezes," and it had a picture of a guillotine. I left that in like on the in the living room, and now apparently nobody can figure out where it went. I,
Dante has
I
it. That
Dante
feels like a
doesn't
little.
have it. He said he hates white shirts, and he's a true comrade.
Okay, that's true.
Um, I think and I want to say my mom or my grandma took it, and my mom left right after I left, so it might be my grandma because I think I today I noticed the jacket she's wearing is this gray jacket, and I had one missing when I came back from Alpine, and that thing is going down to like mid thigh. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that thing's too big. So,
I like that you know that you have a gray jacket that's missing
uh-huh.
and that your grandmother is wearing one that doesn't fit. It's not like I look at this piece and I know it's mine. You're just like, I know I'm missing something that looks like that. And the one that she's wearing doesn't fit her. So maybe that one's mine. Where, like, I have the big sister brain and I have a constant understanding of what clothes are mine. And when I see
Uh-huh.
my sister wearing items that might be missing, I might have been missing for like 7, 8 years, and I see her wearing something, I'm like, that's mine. What are you doing?
That's what happened when I left to college, and I said, "Don't tell me you're taking anything of mine. Just fucking take it. I don't even remember what I have left there." And then I see this Halo 2 shirt. Halo 2? Yeah, I think it was 2 or 3. I forget which one. But it was a Halo 2 shirt, and it was a gift from, and then Doc's name here, Marissa
Mm-hmm.
Ovae in the first grade. It was a because she knew what I liked, and she got it for me, and then she had it on, and then she bleached it to give it little spots, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? But you know what, I already told her that she could take it, but I didn't
Mm-hmm.
forgot what I had left behind.
That'll do it. That'll do it. I wish I could live in that head. Where, like, I just forgot. I may have forgotten that it existed, but as soon as I see it, I'm like, that's not fucking yours. That's not yours. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
exactly, it's not yours, it's not
Mm-hmm.
yours.
Mm-hmm.
Damn sisters.
Sisters.
All
That's
right, what
okay.
the fuck were we talking about?
We were talking about 10 candles.
About what?
We were talking about 10 candles.
10 candles. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I said everything I needed to say about 10 candles. I mean, is there anything more? Would you do, you said you're down to do it again?
I'd play it again. I'd play it again for sure. I probably wouldn't start off with a character named Nikki Wheeze.
You like that name way too
It's
much.
so good. I like the name Nikki. I think any Nikki is going to be a good time.
All I'm thinking is
Um,
Nikki. Is that what you think when how do you spell Nikki in your
yes, when
head?
I spell Nikki, I spell Nikki.
Okay. I don't know. They because I really wanted to play because in when people in PAX, someone found like a nice like I want to say like this is like an underground bar,
Mm-hmm.
maybe seats 10. The ceilings are only like 6 foot high.
So a nice little cozy, intimate spot.
Yeah, that look cool as hell. I'm down with it. But also, we did so much already at PAX. We interviewed so many people. We connected. We made great connections, and like I felt like part of me was like kind of sad that we didn't see any like other than Sally, Cinderblock Sally, any unbalanced encounters people. But we were still able to kind of find people we liked and met and communicate with. So we're doing something right.
I no, and I think that is very over. What's our first like really big con year, and where I think we get a little more done at like Lubbock Con because we're not as concerned, right? We sort of know the ebb and flow of things.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know the ebb and flow of things at Gen Con, and we didn't know the ebb and flow of things at PAX, and I think I'm sorry, Rosie really is needing
No, you're good.
attention.
You're good. It's
Hi.
like it's the episode of distractions of dogs just piling
Just
into a
dogs.
room.
Yeah. Um, I think going into next year, like I'm gonna have a better idea of what to expect for both of those. I think I would like to throw in C2E2 in that as well because I love
Mm-hmm.
Chicago. Um, But then we're once again going back to the like, oh, we've got one more thing that's a little more overwhelming, and maybe we don't know the way that it flows, but maybe that's just that we just add one new con a year, and then we're doing con circuits.
So much, so much. What we're doing so much.
Yeah, but that's I don't know. I've really enjoyed it. I know it's pushed, and I know it's the actual growth is kind of not difficult, but it's just new.
Yeah,
But it's
and I
been
think it's
a lot of
interesting.
fun.
Like, from our Spotify Wrapped, we increased by 11%, which I don't really know what that means in the
Mm-hmm.
scheme of things. I don't know. Hold up, I downloaded the pictures and stuff, but yeah, desktop. I guess haven't seen any numbers
I
in
do.
regards to this.
I don't know why, and I did last. I looked at the numbers last year.
Where art thou? They're just like in. Nope, that's at PAX. God, is it this Fret? Nope, that's not. I just need to put this into icon mode. What the fuck?
Hold on.
View small icon. No, too small. View large icon. There we go. Did I delete it? Have I been that busy? No. There he is. I see it. Yes. Oh, no, no, no. Sorry. Follower growth 44%. Average rating 5. Top country United States, and 11 top fans, which I think
Okay.
11 is either our number 1 slot or the top 3. I forget. I think 44%.
44% is a big growth, right?
Yeah,
Like
and I don't know the number from last year. I don't remember.
it's
But
44.
still, that's something.
Quality dog content today. Dear YouTube, you're welcome.
Hey, just zoom in. Just have a separate little camera spot for the Rosie cam, and I'll just put it like right somewhere between us. But it's not gonna move. I'm not gonna do that much work.
No.
um, yeah, like we are growing within the podcast, and we're growing very naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can do more. We
Yeah.
will do more, especially since we have, part Jays and Dante,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, we just gotta keep it up, keep it going, and then once we have those files of us reviewing things, we'll be invited and get passes to more cons, and at least that will be taken care of. So
Yeah. And I think that part of the imposter syndrome I think has really sort of faded away, especially I just feel like I don't play as many games, and then as soon as I started like playing games, and maybe it's because I was never in charge of the rules and like having to have the higher concept of understanding that somebody was always telling me the rules and I didn't have to figure it out myself. That I felt like I was like incompetent. Um, but I played. What is the game? What is it actually called? I can't keep calling it Roanoke because it's not. It's not called that.
Roanoke
It's not. It's witches. It's pagan.
pagan.
It's called pagan. There it is.
Yes.
Um, which was a lot of fun. Like, I won as the witch. I won.
Naturally.
Thank you. I did my
You're welcome.
best.
A good hexing to you.
Thank you. Thank you. And that was a really interesting game too because it is asymmetrical. There were definitely times that I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so far behind." And my goal of trying to have 3 favors within your actual witch,
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely was like, I'm going to be losing this game, and that's okay. And I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah.
And then I had some cool moves that were opened up, and I was like, okay, cool. I am not
Back in it.
actually, yeah, yeah. So I really enjoy that part. I probably don't need any reason to buy more board games, though. That's the other.
Well, now, yeah, we don't need to because we just go to fucking conventions and they just fucking give it to us and we review it.
That's so weird, too. That I, as like a normal human being, that people are like, yeah, here, take. What?
Yeah, you're gonna make a review of it? Yes.
Well, yeah, but what do you just
What
gonna,
does that mean? I've never done this before. I mean, of course, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, I'll do anything. Whatever you need. Uh, yes, yes. We could be a little bit cleaner about this, but we're a little messy sometimes. We're getting through it. It's our first time. Sorry.
well,
It
I
never usually
mean,
happens like this.
it's never happened like this before. I like it. I think the growth is cool. I the addition of Jays and Dante is a 10 out of 10 incredible. If Taco Bell Baja Blast wants to sponsor this as well, I will take the sponsor.
Dude, every time. Go to drink Baja Blast. I know it's
Baja
out in stores
Blast.
now, but
Oh, is it?
it limited time. I think I
No, I
saw
don't
it the other
know.
day.
I
But
accidentally ordered two today.
two Baja
Because I
Blasts?
Yeah, I clicked on like repeat order, and I didn't realize that the repeat order was like with had two people in it, and we both ordered Baja Blast because it's usually just me ordering one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so he handed me two, and I was like, "Oh shit! Merry Christmas, blessings
Yeah, I'm
upon you, sir."
drinking for two in one body, baby.
I'm excited. We're also
What do
working
you
on
want to see
Gerblins.
from this next year? What? Yeah,
I
what?
I do want to start Gerblins. And I know my goal was February. I may have to push February back just because I really do need a PC. I need something to run that isn't a work laptop. Um, so if we're working backwards from there, like actually getting feet under foot, feet
Feet under
feet under
toes?
sure, feet under
I
toes.
don't know, man. I've never heard this saying before. I'm just going with it.
Get my feet under my body.
Mmm. Yes.
Are you burying? Okay, she's burying herself in this blanket. Okay. I think working backwards from that bigger goal, like what would be the most helpful to get to that, and organizing my whole ass brain. And I think not doing as many projects overall in my life, which is the other factor, I think. If I strip down and only do DN degrees, then there's probably going to be better work.
Probably.
So,
What
yeah.
else? What else were you have? Like, you're a little bit more artsy than I am. So, what other things have you been doing?
So, I'll brag about myself.
Yeah.
So I have I write my own art curriculum, which is the bulk of my like brain activity is how do I engage my students who have very little outside resources to access the world. And so I do a stupid amount of work, like making sure that they have things that I think will benefit them in their like whole ass life. And so last year I wrote two different curriculums for third and fifth grade. And I learned how to lino cut, so I learned how to make stamps. So then they could learn
I
how to make
love
stamps.
linoleum.
Oh, I do too. It's so good. So I'm bringing it back this
We should
year.
make stamps.
We should make stamps. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I got my own personal set of tools because I loved it so much. I made this little
Sorry.
frog wizard. It's so good.
Oh, God.
So, and then I wrote another third grade curriculum using all sorts of different materials. Um, and because I did that, um, I then gave myself a mural this year to do with the fifth graders. So we're currently waiting for supplies, which I'm upset about because I wanted to have most of the mural completed before the first semester. And then all of my projects have been based around like, okay, cool, we're not project heavy in the fall because we're going to be outside painting on a wall, but we're not because we don't have. What are we missing? We are missing the. I'm missing the fucking primer. Out of all of the
Oh,
materials I'm missing the primer. So I can't do anything because I don't have fucking Sherman Williams. Send me your shit.
is that the brand with the paint can in the world?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so yeah. My brain goes to how am I going to help these kids, and it takes a lot all week, and then I'm introverted, and then I go home and I crash, and if I go home and I don't crash, I go out and do something, then like my recovery period is doubled because I didn't actually set up adequate time to focus my brain. Never mind any sort of personal changes or therapy, and then the breaking up with, my mother. So the last year's
Yes.
been a time for emotional growth. But you know what? 2025 baby is for the professional growth. Professional baby. We
Professional
doing we
BB.
doing gerblins.
We're gonna do.
She's gonna be a streamer.
Wowie wowie. All right, so you start Gerblins.
Star
You've done.
gerblins.
You're gonna focus on that. Become a pro as heck streamer.
Pro as heck. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna do it.
Pro as heck. I don't. Okay, whatever. I'm too young and hip. Um, and then,
And
yeah,
we're gonna
just
be award
fucking,
winning.
yeah, we're gonna be a fucking award winning, duh.
Award winning.
Award winning cast, award winning people, award winning. Is that a goal of yours?
To win some award?
Yeah.
You know what? Yes.
What?
Through the power of Baja Blast,
Through the
we
power
will be
invested
winning
in
some sort of
me
award.
by the Baja Blast gods, I will win this fucking award.
I don't know. Something. We'll win something.
Why are you adding me in it? This is your thing. You're gonna be great at it.
What? It's going to be our podcast. We will share.
Yeah, I know we sharing that, but I'm talking about like you are setting up a lot of this.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure you get the credit that you are due.
Oh no.
Huh?
Said, oh no.
Oh no. The consequences of my fucking actions.
Oh no.
Do you already have your cast set up? And also don't tell me. Just kidding.
I
Who they are.
do. I messaged them. I
No,
pulled I
they
pulled a
accept.
Noah and I messaged them like 6 months ago. There is a Gerblins chat.
Nice, nice,
It's
nice.
currently dark, but all of my cast is sitting in there. I told them February, and they said we'll check in. So
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
do have an idea. I also have. I'm sure I can have backups. Like I am confident in this plan so much that I'm not. The cast that's going to be there is going to be incredible and not an issue. I am excited to have like an all femme non-binary cast.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be a thing.
It's gonna be a
It's gonna be
thing.
great. You're right. No, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. That's all I have to
I
say.
don't understand why the thing like technically yeah it's gonna be a thing. Let's hope so.
It's gonna be great.
What are you?
No,
I
no,
don't.
I think I'm trying to downplay it in my mind. So then if it fails, then I don't have to feel bad.
Yeah,
But
why don't you just feel bad and then just get through it?
why don't I just think it's gonna be great and then just let it be whatever it is. And then I can deal with the that's such a good eyeball. You did such a good job. I think you need both though. I think it needs to be like a little bit of a crackhead frog.
So the fucked up parts are gonna go to my sister. So
Okay.
this is also I'm still working on the Christmas gift for the
Secret
thing
Santa.
that we're supposed to do.
That is also on the plan. That's also on the plan.
Oh my goodness, come on.
I know. We're doing our best.
Doing our best. Okay. So we'll get these Christmas gifts done
Mm-hmm.
before the start of the Christmas season next year. Um,
Yep.
but it's gonna be
That's
great.
isn't that always the plan though? That you're gonna get the Christmas things done before and then
No, I don't ever do Christmas gifts.
you don't ever do Christmas gifts?
I just gift. I just gift throughout the year.
That's true.
If I have a feeling that someone would like it, and I just give it to them. That's how
You
I
just
do
get it.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my go-to move. You like it? I think of you. I
I
buy it
got
for you.
it. I have a present
Basi-
waiting for you. I have one. I have one of those downstairs for you.
What? That's also I just also don't like getting gifts because I feel like I need to give things back.
No, 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 no,
I
no,
know it's
no,
not
no, no,
required,
no, no, no,
and
no,
it's usually not intended to do that.
no, no. It's
But
not.
that's what I feel every time I get a
I know.
gift. Unless it's my birthday, that's different.
It could be your birthday present, or it could have been a
Ah,
Christmas present, but I'm gonna attach a holiday to it. It's fine. It's gonna be your Valentine's Day present. If I give it to you around it's yeah. What, Adrian?
I'm so lonely.
So terribly lonely.
I I I missed multiple routes trying to get to where I needed to go. Um, when was this? I think it was today and yesterday. I've missed multiple exes thinking about card games. But yeah. I think it'll be great, Alex. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be so good.
And if it's not great, that's just part of life. You learn, you figure it out. But if it is great, keep doing the same shit.
I don't think. I think it's still. That's the problem. Is that I don't. There's not a thing that tells me that it won't be great. If I honestly look at what we've done, even in the last 6 months
Mm-hmm.
or
We
whatever,
went to big cons. I
we
feel
went
like
to.
Dallas Fan Expo was pretty big too.
I feel like yeah. So I think we're doing pretty good.
All right. Should I answer the question as well?
Answer the question. Yeah. What are your goals?
Um, I think a personal goal of mine would to be able to like have a stock of things already done so that way when con season hits, I'm not like missing months
Yeah.
of recording. And I feel like we have the people to do it. It just I'm always afraid, which to be honest, I shouldn't be because I know I got contacted once like, hey, I want to be in this thing, and then like 3 months later they got back to me about like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
here's your spot in 3 months, and then I fucking but in my head because of the type of job I have, I'm always feeling like I do not know what is in store for me because my job doesn't tell me what is required.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of sucks. But I wanna, but I wanna be able to schedule out that far. We'll see.
I agree. I like when we have our calendar full. Because it's the same thing that like I just feel like I know, and then I don't get in that like I don't want to call it depression, but the depression of like, oh, we don't have anything and it's not consistent, but like, and that's not the lack of consistency isn't like a bad. It's just we don't have anything, and then I
I
want to go
think
do
it's
things.
it's it's bad in the point of growing, but even if we were bad, we still hit 44%. So
Yeah,
what if we kept hitting, like, what would it be different? But I don't really care for that. I want to be like, okay, well, what can I do different now in order to not have this happen again?
yeah,
Which was to just kind of record whenever we can, but I've been so bogged down by work that I haven't been able to kind of have a good time
yeah,
about. And recording is not that much of a mental load to me because I thoroughly enjoy the people we have on and they are nice and understanding. Like it took us 3 or 4 times to get Onduin on, and it was worth it because Onduin was great.
and now we're
Um,
obsessed.
but yeah, I want to be more consistent. I want to have a backlog, and and hopefully it's not like terribly out of date. I think a year or 2 years ago, I think we had like a big ass hiatus. I think like almost 3 to 4 months, which I want to make sure that doesn't happen by just fucking getting recordings done.
Yeah,
But also, like, our recordings kind of end up to be topical. So, like, I'm afraid to get to like have such a backlog, and then it's like, wow, this is fucking dated.
yeah. Okay, then okay. Can I propose a way around that?
Okay.
What if there is a just like a we keep track of what the conversation was, and if it is something that is like event, like timeline specific, that one just gets bumped up in the release.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do they have to be relevant?
And I can just cut that out if it is.
Maybe you could.
I just have to be wary about how long that takes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think I mean it doesn't have to be if it's like a episode that gets released like 3 months from now. Throwing it up at the top to be edited might not hurt if it's like a
Mm.
2 week behind. Um, but I could see
And
something
even if
like
I
you.
had the title card ready, I already
Mm-hmm.
have the replacements that I could just
Mm-hmm.
overlay and re-render. I think that was like another worry of mine, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Or if I just don't have episode numbers until the day of. I don't know. I don't know. What you're saying makes sense. I think my mind just doesn't like changing. And it's a good idea, and I just like my brain
It
is
should
like,
be. I agree. Like I would do it too. Like it should. It's in order. We should do it in order because sometimes we reference like what we had just
it's
recorded.
stupid.
But
But
like,
yeah.
I know what you mean.
Like this episode, I'm like, this has to come out first because we're kind of talking about it, but like we recorded 2 other episodes. What the hell? No, just kidding. Um, yeah. Yeah. I think that's the major thing. I think everything else that I look forward to within this podcast within the next year, I think will come with being consistent. Like I don't think there's going to be any major goals in my head that like do I want to keep playing? Do I want to be in things? How do I sell myself? How can I get into more things?
Yeah.
And it's not that hard because I just say, "Hey, I want to do that," and people are like, yeah, this guy's great because I played with him before. And that's freaking mind-boggling. But also the things that like I don't know anybody, I'm like, I want to be a part of it, and then they don't say anything back to me. I'm like, I'm shit. I'm nothing. I am gross. Which
No,
is
that's
it's
your
not
risk.
true. They just don't know
No,
me. And if
they
I
don't
didn't
know.
know me, I'd be like, what is this crazy haired man coming at me?
No, and I think that there's enough people with enough spaces on the tables that it just becomes one big. I don't have a word. I don't know what the word I was using. I
One big
was
happy. I don't know.
one big. I was gonna say cuddle puddle was the first thing that came, and I was like, cuddle puddle is not the right word.
Too wet.
But whatever, whatever the TTRPG, uh, whatever that equivalent is.
DMS message Dante clip this 3719 Dante 3719 anyways um yeah tell us what a group of TTRPG players GMs community is named like a murder of crows or a gaggle of geese. What do we call that? A module? Like what do we
A
call that?
module?
A what's it called? A supplement?
Ooh.
Comment down below. Um, yeah, they're gonna think this is one of those podcasts that aren't really a podcast. This is the way I've.
This is where you're joining in. We talked very little board games, very little TTRPG, and mostly feelings.
Yeah, and those who've been around know the fuck that's who we are.
Yeah, dear listener, we love you.
That's a
Many
strong
blessings
word.
upon your 2025.
Yeah, yeah. Please be blessed up.
May you revolutionize where you need to be.
May you fall upon a Luigi in your life. To your Mario.
I wish. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I have a Twitch.
What is that Twitch for?
Um,
What is that Twitch?
what were you saying?
Fucking take down the institutions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take them down, man.
But I think if being more consistent is what I want to be, and I
Okay.
think I'll be okay. I think I won't blow up,
Okay.
but I also want to blow up. Manifest. Do you think I need a dream board? I've never done one.
Do you
of
think we
those.
needed your? We can do a. We can. We could stream a dream
39.25.
board.
We can what?
We could stream it. We could get on Twitch and we could do our dream boards.
Yes, we should plan that.
Our 2025 manifestation.
Oh, God, I have to go to a craft store now.
Sometimes a witchy podcast.
Sometimes a witchy podcast. Sometimes I was like, sometimes Adrian is misogynistic podcast, but he doesn't mean it. He's just
Ooh,
fucking
yeah, it's
stupid.
true. He's just a guy.
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy.
He doesn't know any better. He's just stupid. That's a joke. Guys, please come back. Dante, don't clip that. Dante, forget that time sap.
That's so
Yeah. I don't have anything else. I'm not a big resolution person. I want to lose weight in general.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
I told Andy that I'd be able to squat him by the time we got back to Gen Con. So, dear listener, thank you so much for joining us on another episode. You can find us wherever pods are cast. So get us out to your friends, families, neighbors, enemies to lovers, one bed situation. We would really appreciate it. Also, if you go on to any of those podcasting apps, will you rate us 5 stars? Because that 5-star will get us out to other people, give us the suggestions, and help us grow. And if 2025 is the year of growth, you can help us out. You can also find us on most social medias. We are no longer on the Twitter because fuck Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
But you can find us on any of the other social medias. You, if that's not good enough for you and you really just need that content, our Discord is also available, and we have a Patreon. Our Patreon is going to have a whole bunch of really fun stuff, especially with these new growths
Yeah,
coming.
it's gonna have behind the scenes stuff for Gerblins.
Gerblings and help
Alex's
listen.
doodles and notes from the podcast. And then probably Adrian on the like the second tier. Adrian ranting about some stupid ass shit because he's angry.
That's fair.
But if the lowest tier currently just gets you the episodes when they come right before they come out. And if I have a backlog, and that's what I'm hoping, you'll have them when I have the backlog out. So yeah. Oh, also some of our stuff that we haven't put on, like what's it called. We have some episodes that we not episodes, but like convention talks that we have as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be all on the Patreon. So I'm excited. Things are
I'm
moving.
excited.
The things are piling up. I just gotta freaking edit them.
I
It's
think
the new year, the holidays. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. My name's Adrian.
And I'm Alex.
Go have some fun.
Boo, 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 boo. Yeah.
What the hell?
I have